First, I just want to say how much respect we have for Oklahoma State. I said it all week in preparation, and I can't say it strong enough. Mike's doing a great job with this team. His teams are hard to play against. They play hard, and then, he's had a lot of adversity this year with his roster, but we expected this. I told the guys all week in preparation they'll play great. They'll probably be banging shots from all over the place. We've got to be ready. But I think it's a mark of a well-coached team. There's zero quit in this team. They're playing as hard right now than they were in those early November games that I watched this week in preparation. So I just have a lot of respect for their coach and their program and their players. On the flip side, this is what the last day of February is like. This is March. And so obviously on a night where we didn't play our best, we first give Oklahoma State credit for not letting us play our best. And, some of those three-point shots they were making, it's just part of the game. But I'm proud of our team finding a way to win tonight where a lot of teams would just say, hey, tonight wasn't our night. So Morrow obviously did a great job making free throws down the stretch. I think Jared will be the first to tell you he didn't play his normal great game tonight, but he had the courage to want the ball late in the game and made plays when we needed them most. So I'm proud of our players. This is what March is going to be like. It just started a day early for us this year.
Mentioned it with the three you hit. Multiple times it came down to free throws for you. How do you embrace those moments knowing that it's such a big game? You guys are still, working for seeding, working for that Big 12 championship. When it comes down to those shots, what kind of headspace do you put yourself in for those?
It's preparation. I think we got to be ready for this moment. We got to put the work in every single day and come out and play hard like we didn't do today, but we just had to turn around and think about next game.
Next question. Carlos, go ahead.
Jared, I guess from you guys, obviously you weren't shooting the three ball like you were previously, but I guess what did you feel you all did to kind of obviously score in different ways, obviously getting to the free throw line, scoring there, getting extra offensive rebounds today?
I feel like our crashers, they offensive rebounded very well tonight, and we got fouled a lot tonight. So, that's a big part of what we do. So, we got the calls, and Morrow and a lot of the players are knocking it down free throws. So, I felt like that was big for us.
I guess, Davide, when Lindy made that three, I guess what was the team's mentality going into overtime at that point?
We had to foul him. I saw JC try to foul him, but I don't know. I didn't see if he real fouling, and the ref didn't call it. But anyway, we should have made really clear, probably clearer that we were trying to foul him, and he hit a really tough shot. So, yeah, but we were trying to foul him.
You're making those 4 free throws in overtime. I guess what goes through your mind when you shoot a free throw, and I guess what's it like when you just kind of see the ball go through the basket?
It's just, like I said earlier, it's just preparation. On my workouts, I usually shot a lot of free throws, and I got a lot of confidence when I shoot the ball, and in these moments, I'm not scared about it.
Jared, I guess for you, just kind of obviously taking those moments on yourself when you don't play your best game, what did you do to kind of help your team in other ways rather than scoring today?
I tried to rebound a lot tonight and just step up and make big plays on defense. So I feel like that was big. When you're shot not falling, you can always do something else for your team.
19-10, didn't play your best game. If I'd had 19-10 in a college game, I'd be leading the charge on Broadway.
On that last play in regulation, were you trying to foul Waters before he got that shot off?
Yeah. So we've never been a team that has like a set philosophy either way. We kind of play it game by game. But we did tell our players a great option would be to foul him, bringing the ball up the court. Don't foul him in the half court because he's such a smart player and well coached. But yeah, I didn't see the play. I don't know if Jarrett tried to foul him, they didn't call it, or maybe. But I agree with Morrow. Ultimately, you got to put some of that on the coach too. Yeah, it's a results-based business. If we do it, we do it. If we don't, we don't. Somebody's got to be accountable. So I'll take the blame on that one.
Okay, and what's a 6-game win streak? What have you been most impressed with your guys in these last couple of games?
I just think we've shown a lot of balance. We got different guys stepping up, and we continue to be a good defensive team. Tonight, Oklahoma State really stretched us with that 3-point shot. So, if I had told you before the game they were going to go 17 for 32, but we were going to win the game, some of you guys might have took that bet. And so, again, story tonight, a lot of respect for Oklahoma State, a team that has zero quit in them. I've said consistently, I think they're going to be a factor in the championship in Kansas City. I've said consistently how, tough and just kind of good they are. And tonight our guys found a way to play, found a way to win when the other team was playing lights out.
How do you battle avoiding just your team having a letdown or the air going out of the team whenever OSU late in the game like that is just hitting 3 after 3, especially at the buzzer going into overtime there? How do you make sure that they can look past that and just keep fighting?
Yeah, as a coach, you can only do so much. It's the internal leadership. It's those players. But, with our team, we've got veterans and led by Norrance. And, we were confident last minutes of the game. We said we got to win a close game. They made one more play than we did. And then, in the overtime, I think we outscored them 13-9. So, we've been talking about this since the first day of practice. A lot of these Big 12 games and tournament games and March games come down to 3-minute game, 2-minute game, 3 possessions. And, I thought we scored 13 points in overtime. We were doing something right.
And then Davi Day, of course, hit a big 3 late to keep you guys up, and then a bunch of clutch free throws throughout. When the game comes down to free throws and you guys weren't shooting the threes great, how big of a factor was he in this win, especially late in it?
Yeah, Morrow's one of our best players, and to win games like this, your best players have to play well. Tonight we got great contributions from a lot of people. I think Matt had a high assist game with very few turnovers. Tariq had his energy. Norrance was filling the stat sheet up. It's just when Oklahoma State went small ball down the stretch, coaching decisions. You always hope you do the right thing in that, and I think me and Norrance share that view as long as we win. So if we'd have come up a little short tonight, then I'd have had a lot of regret not playing Norrance more, but those are tough coaching decisions. But Norrance was playing just fine in the minutes he was given. But we got contributions from a lot of different people tonight.
At the end of regulation, did the officials able to explain to you why it took so long to make the review on that particular play?
Yeah, they said they didn't have an angle that was clear enough to dispute it, and I thought, I'm not supposed to comment on officiating, but I think I can comment on the play. I think it was pretty sure that it was supposed to be our ball, but once they make that call, they go to the monitor, and they just didn't have the right view. I don't know if that was just a freak thing or, if our technology didn't have the right angles, but I'll be on that first thing in the morning making sure.
Coach, what did you think about the physicality of Oklahoma State's, particularly their perimeter defense? It looked to me like they were really emphasizing kind of getting up into you guys out there on the perimeter.
Yeah, I would share that view. I mean, Mike, the way they like to play is they like to pressure and deny and try to take you out of things, but I'm sure it's a challenge from him because he only has so many bodies. But again, there's a lot of respect. I mean, they're still denying out there in overtime. So I thought Oklahoma State played great tonight, but I'm really proud of our players finding a way to win.
Coach, you talked about Moretti a little earlier, but can you just talk about how his growth during the season, how he's really stepped up for this team as of late as a second scoring option, or tonight the primary scoring option, and just what it's meant to have him grow throughout the season?
Yeah, again, starting to get this question a lot, but understand we'll answer it again. Morrow's one of our best players. He's had an individual season worthy of all Big 12 recognition, in my opinion. He's been consistent. He played a role as a freshman on a good team. Then he had a great offseason to prepare physically and mentally for this year. He's a confident player. He's somebody that I have a lot of trust in. He's having a great individual season, but probably more impressive is our starting point guard. He's led us back to, we're relevant in college basketball in March. And with everything that we lost last year, a lot of people didn't think we would be here. And when you start giving guys credit, I think Morrow will be at the top of the list. He's a guy that refused to believe that we were going to be the 9th or 10th best place in the Big 12. He said, Coach, we're going to work just as hard as last year, right? And I said, yeah, Morrow. He goes, well, we can do this again.
Looking at Mooney tonight, he, a low-scoring game, but like you said, high assists. And towards the end, he made those 2 important baskets to keep you guys in the game and in the lead. How important is it to have these moments, and how can he keep that throughout the game instead of just at the end? What are you going to work on?
Yeah, just the same thoughts I have on Morrow, I feel about Matt. If depending on what happens here down the stretch, I would think that Matt, in the eyes of other coaches as well as me, he's one of the best players in the Big 12. He's a veteran. He's proven that he can play on this level with consistency. Tonight, he takes great shots, but this is basketball. You know, just the other night against Kansas, we looked like we were shooting wizards. Tonight, it doesn't quite go that way. This is basketball. You got to find a way to win, and we did. But Matt, you know, he got his normal double-digit shots. I was really impressed with the plays he made down the stretch. You got to have the courage to be in those moments. I mean, you got to want to be in those moments. And in the past, where a lot of teams might defer to their, you know, number one option, I mean, Matt is our number one option, him and Culver and Morrow and our veteran players. So I was impressed with Matt for a lot of reasons tonight, even though he didn't play one of his better games. You know, I thought with 3 or 4 minutes left in overtime, he wanted to be in that moment. The moment wasn't too big for him, and he made plays down the stretch. This is what March will be like. We have a lot of this to look forward to.
Coach, I'm just curious about your thoughts on being tied for the lead in the Big 12 and the position that your team is in right now.
Yeah, just, you know, to me, try to be a part of the fight at the turn. Try to get to where the last week of the season you have a chance. We've been fortunate. We've won some championships over the years where we get it done a little early with a few games to go, but we weren't in the Big 12. And so this thing normally comes down to the last week. So to me, we're part of the fight. Now we got to go try to play well on the road. And then I think if it gets down to that last game, I'll have no problem answering questions about that. But right now, I'm really not thinking about, you know, championships. I'm just thinking about winning the next game on the schedule and getting better. You know, how we can defend the three-point line a little bit better is what's on my mind right now.
And the veteran leadership that you have inside your locker room, does that help manage those expectations for your players as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think, I mean, absolutely. There's a lot of outside voices, especially this time of year, on teams that maybe haven't had the best of seasons. There's a lot of noise, and good teams stay focused, and they keep trying. It's exactly what we saw with Oklahoma State tonight. I mean, this team looks like, I mean, you know, I saw it all week in preparation. 0 quit, good team. On the flip side, you have a team like ours that's had some success this year, and, you know, noises will start coming in. You got to stay focused. You're only as good as your last game, your last practice, your last rep, and we just have to continue being who we are. And tonight, you know, again, give Oklahoma State a lot of credit. I think this could be a great learning opportunity for our team. I've always thought that you can learn from a victory just like you can a defeat, and that's what we'll try to do in the next 24 hours is learn from this.
Because that second half in overtime was, you know, pretty long and stressful. Are you tired at all, or are you pretty fired up? How are you after a game like this?
Yeah, I don't get tired really after games. I get tired in April when we're down there on the Frio. We take the 4-hour float, but we pull over to the side about 6 times. We float that thing for about 12 hours. Then we get back, and my friends want to go to the house pasture. But I'm a little tired then. That's when I'm tired. This isn't tired. This is trying to win the next game. You know, everything about this is, you know, it's about the players. I just feel great responsibility to give these guys every chance to be successful. And I'm working with a lot of great guys, you know, best coaching staff I've ever worked with. And, you know, we're just working hard for our players. No time to get tired right now.
Coach, you mentioned your perimeter defense. What do you think was going on right there? Was that just a case of Oklahoma State just being unconscious? And, you know, sometimes guys get that way, or were you displeased with the closeouts? And, you know, what do you think?
I think a little bit of both. I think probably how Kansas felt the other night when the basket opened up for us is just part of basketball. So I think without watching the film, probably a variety of everything. A few of them I thought were our lack of urgency. That was frustrating. A couple of them were our lack of blocking out. They get an offensive rebound. They're one of the best teams in the country of kicking it out and hitting threes off the rebound. And then you got to give them credit. They hit some tough shots. And but that's what good players do. And especially when you have nothing to lose, you're coming in here trying to, you know, just play the game. I thought they played great tonight. But our three-point defense, I think, was a variety of problems that we've got to get figured out.